Hi, and welcome to the challenge. Today we are going to do the warrior, the triangle pose, and the pyramid pose. So prepare 2 blocks with you, and we're going to see in the table pose. Let's leave the 2 blocks to the side so that we can use them later. Prepare table pose by putting your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right below your hips. Let's close your eyes here and feel your spine. But when your spine is in a neutral position, we often say, straighten your back. So feel how your back is kind of straight. It's like the top of a table. And that's why this pose is called the tabletop pose. So now let's move in cat pose and cow pose to warm up your spine. Inhale, cow pose is a back bend. And exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. So cat and cows are like the 2 ends of the spectrum, when neutral spine is kind of at the middle. For one more time, cat and cow. And we go back to the neutral spine, so table pose. Open your eyes, tuck your toes, and lift your knees off the floor, only several centimeters. Stay here and try to maintain the neutral spine. See if you tend to be in the cat, so you tend to round your back. That's what I tend to do. Try to arch your back just a little bit to make your spine neutral. And maybe if you tend to arch your back, you can push your belly up and round your back a little bit for the neutral pose. Stay here, and every time you inhale, take full lungs of air, and exhale, squeeze your belly in and up. For one more breath. And then let's bring your knees back down to the floor and find your way to sit down to the floor with your legs in front of you. Bring your legs in front of you and make sure you can still sit with your back in neutral position. So use your hand and check your spine. Try to lift your chest up. Too many people, we end up here because this is how we sit in any sitting position in everyday's life. So we try to make your back straighter and lean back. You can hold underneath your knee. Try to squeeze your leg to each other and lift your feet off the floor, both pose. So you can point your toes or you can flex your toes, but make sure your legs are really strong from your toes to your hips. And lift your chest up. Maintain the straight back, the neutral spine. Every time you inhale, take a full lungs of air. And every time you exhale, squeeze your belly button in. And then let's slowly bring your feet down to the floor. Make your feet as wide as your hips. Bring your hands behind you, the tabletop pose. Bring your hips up. Try to bring your hips and your chest up very high. You can let your head go, or you can keep looking at your belly button. Take one more breath, push up higher, and then slowly sit down to the floor. Both pose again. This time let's not use your hand. So put your hands underneath your knees, squeeze your legs to each other, fix your pose into both pose, and then release your hands. Try to move your shoulders back and down. And again, inhale, big lungs. Exhale, squeeze your belly button in. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now let's bring your legs down to the floor. And then bend your right knee So you can find your right ankle or right foot. We're going to pick your leg up. You can straighten your knee. You can hold underneath your knee if you feel like you lack the flexibility, or you can even hold your foot. It's fine to bend your knee slightly, but always make your back like in the boat pose. The other leg will be really strong and pressing down to the floor with your toes pointing up to the ceiling. We stay here in the half boat pose. Let's use your opposite hand, your left hand, to hold your foot. So you can hold the outside or hold at the ankle and twist to the right side. Bring your right hand out. And now try to lift your chest up all the time so that you will not be rounded. Inhale and exhale, twist deeper. Then let's slowly come back. Bring your leg down to the floor. Bring your hands behind you. So let's press your heels down to the floor and lift your hips off the floor. Raise your chest up really high. Point your toes. Maybe you can touch your toes to the floor. And then slowly chin to your chest and sit down to the ground. Press your right leg down to the floor. Bring your right toes up and lift your left leg up this time. You can hold at your ankle or your foot. And inhale, make your spine straight, which means neutral. And then let's use your opposite hand, which means your right hand this time, to hold your foot or your ankle and twist to the left side. Bring your left arm behind. This is like half of a boat pose. Try to press your left buttock down to the floor too, and press your right leg to the floor. Inhale, grow taller, make your spine longer, and exhale, twist deeper. For one more breath. And then let's find your way back to the center. Both feet on the floor. Let's point your toes as much as you can. Hands behind you. You can choose to point your fingers toward you or away from you. Both are fine. Then press your heels down and lift everything from your heels to your buttock off the floor. Upward plank pose. Maybe you cannot touch your toes to the ground, but it's fine. Keep reaching and push your hips and your chest up even higher. You can let go of your head or you can keep looking to your belly. For one more breath, go higher. Inhale and exhale, sit down to the floor and go to table pose. From table pose, downward facing dog. Walk your heels on and off the floor in down dog. Move your hips from side to side. And then inhale, plank pose. Exhale, bring your knees down to the floor. Move your shoulders forward. Half chaturanga. And lay down to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, round yourself. Plank and down dog. Look at your hands. Let's step your feet toward your hands. And forward bend. Stay here for a while. It's fine to bend your knees. You can hook your big toes. And bend your arms. So you are pulling yourself lower and lower toward the floor. And then inhale halfway up. And slowly stand up. Bring your arms over your head. Inhale. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes and take some long and deep breath here. Now we're going to do the dancing warrior and we will prepare one block. So get one block with you, put them to the side. I'm going to use them now. Let's inhale, bring your arms over your head and exhale, sit down in chair pose. Sink your hip lower in chair and bring your knees back so you can still see your toes. Inhale in chair and exhale, forward bend. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Step your right foot back, long step. So bring your right heel back up into high lunge and stand up. Inhale, high lunge. And exhale, bring your back foot down to the floor and open your body to the side, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your legs the same and lean your body to the right side. Inhale, warrior 2. And exhale, bend your front elbow, put it on the top of your front knee. Bring your top arm over your head. Extended side angle pose. Inhale, warrior 2 again. And exhale, reverse warrior, deeper than before. Still keep your legs the same. Inhale, warrior 2. And now reach your hands to the floor inside your foot. If you cannot touch the floor, you can hold the block here. And feel your knee right next to your upper arm. Your top arm will be over your head, pointing toward the front of your mat. And turn your chest up to the sky when you inhale deeply. And exhale. Let's come back to warrior 2. Inhale. And exhale, reverse warrior for one more time. Go deeper than you did before. Feel more stretch. Inhale. And when you exhale, warrior 2. Straighten your front foot, front knee. Maybe you can walk your back foot closer. Push your hips back. And bring your hand down to the block. Triangle pose. Let's bring your top arm in front of your face and over your head in triangle. So it's stretching you very much on your right side. If you want to, you can turn your face to look up. Otherwise, look at anything on the floor or to the side. Inhale deeply and reach your hands further and further. And exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Remove the blocks to the side. Push your hands, pick your back foot up, back heel up. Bend your front knee and press through your arms so much that you can pick your front foot up and send it back into plank pose. From plank, knees down to the floor, table pose. So keep your left hand and your left knee on the floor, but step your right foot back to the same line as your left hand and left knee. Bring your right arm up into side plank pose with your knees on the floor now. It's kind of like triangle. Your hips are turning to the side and your body too. And we do the like triangle pose. Bring your top arm over your head. It's stretching you from your finger to your toes on the floor. Take one inhale and exhale, hands down to the ground, table pose. From here, move your shoulders forward. Bend your elbows, squeeze your elbows to the side of your body. And then lay down to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, let's go back to the floor. Slowly push into table, plank, and downward facing dog. Let's inhale, bring your right leg up. And exhale, bring your right knee to touch your right arm. The mountain climber, remember it. Pick your foot up high. Inhale, raise your right leg up again. And exhale, now your right knee will touch your left arm. So you're twisting. And one more time, inhale, right leg up. And now bring your right knee to your face, between your hands. Round yourself so much that you can put your foot somewhere between your hands. High lunge on the other side. Find your way to stand up. Inhale. And exhale, warrior 2. And bring your arms out. From here, inhale, reverse warrior. Lean yourself to the left side. And exhale, warrior 2 again. Bend your right elbow and put it on the top of your right knee. Bring your left arm through your face, over your head. And turning your chest up to the sky. Inhale, extended side angle. And exhale, warrior 2. When you inhale, reverse warrior. Go deeper than you did before. And then warrior 2 again. This time reach your right hand inside and down to the floor. You can hold the block. Once you are set here, your knee will be right next to your upper arm. Bring your top arm over your face, over your head, reaching to the front of your mat. Feel one very strong line, stretching from your fingers to your foot on the floor. Then let's go to warrior 2 again. Inhale and exhale, reverse warrior. Go lower than you did before. Inhale deeply. Feel all the stretch happening at your right side. Go back to warrior 2. Straighten your knee. You can step your foot a bit closer. Triangle pose. When you exhale, push your hip back and bring your right hand down to the block again. And now let's bring your top arm over your face, over your head, into extended triangle pose. It's stretching you a lot on your left side. Keep reaching your left hand to the front. Inhale deep and exhale, keep reaching your hand more. You can turn your face and look up or keep looking to the side. And then hands down to the floor, bend your front knees, bring the blocks away, pick your back heel up and step your back foot forward, forward bend. Inhale halfway up and exhale, hold your big toes, pull yourself in the forward bend pose, Uttanasana, and stay here for about 3 breaths. Let go of your head. Find a stretch happening at the back side of your body. And then inhale halfway up. Stay here for a while so that the blood will go out of your head. So you will not be dizzy when you stand up. Inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. In Tadasana, the mountain pose. Close your eyes and stay here for several breaths. Cool down within your body. And be ready to do this sequence again, starting from your left side. So open your eyes. Prepare the blocks to the side of you. We're going to start with chair pose again. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, sit down in chair pose. Inhale and exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Step your left foot back, a long step. We go from high lunge first. Inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale, bring your back foot down to the floor and open your body to the side. Bring your arms out, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Go a bit lower than all the time you did before. Keep your front knee sinking low. Big stretch on the right side. And then inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, bend your elbow. Just put your elbow on top of your knee, but don't lean yourself on it. So push yourself up high and bring the other arm over your head, reaching one straight line from your finger to your foot. Inhale, warrior 2. And exhale, reverse warrior. This time, let's turn your whole chest to the sky too. So it's not only a side bend, but also a back bend. Inhale, warrior 2. And exhale, reach your right hand down to the floor inside. Maybe you can reach the floor now. Hold the block if you don't reach the floor. Keep your front knee bent so much that it is now pushing into your shoulders. And your top arm will be over your head. At the same time, turn your chest up as you inhale. Make your back leg really strong, pushing down to the floor while your fingers pulling away from you. And then inhale, let's go up into warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Turn your chest up to the sky too. Inhale, warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. We're going to triangle, so push your hip back. Start stretching the front leg. Lean yourself forward and then bring your hand down to the floor. If you cannot hold the floor, let's hold the block. Arm will be over your head, reaching to the front of the room. Inhale, turn your chest up higher. Imagine your hip pulling back, but your hand is pulling away. So it's a big stretch on your left side right now. And then turn your hand down to the floor. Remove the block. Pick your back heel up. Press your hands down to the floor, ready to go to plank. Push so much that you can pick your front foot up and send it back to plank pose. From planks, knees down to the floor, table pose. Prepare your table. Keep your right hand the same, right knee the same, and step your left foot to the same line as your right hand and right knee. Open yourself to the side and turn your left hand up into side plank pose. It's kind of like triangle. You are turning to the side. And now bring your top arm in front of you and then over your head, reaching your top hand to the front, while your back foot is pressing down to the floor very much. And then let's bring your hand down to the floor, knee down. From table, move your shoulders forward, bend your elbows, squeeze your elbows toward the side of your body. You don't have to go low, but stay squeezing. And then lay down to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, forward bend. Let's push yourself up into table pose again. Plank pose, and then down dog. We're going to do the mountain climber with your left leg. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, left knee toward your left arm. Try to touch and try to be as high as you can. Pick your toes off the floor. Inhale, left leg up again. And exhale, left knee to your right arm. Try to touch, twisting yourself. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, left knee to your nose. Move your body forward so that you can step your left foot between your hands. Use your hand to help yourself if you are not there. We're going to stand up in high lunge. So inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale. Put your back foot down to the floor. Open your body to the side. And bring your arms out to warrior two. Here we go again. Inhale, reverse warrior. Go deeper than all the time you did on this side before. Inhale deeply and exhale, warrior two. And then bend your front elbow. Just put it gently on your knee. Don't press the whole body on it. Push back and then bring your right arm over your head. One big stretch from your finger to your foot on the floor. And then inhale, warrior two again. Reverse warrior. This time let's turn your chest up to the sky. So it's not only a side bend, it's also a back bend. Take a deep inhale and then go back to warrior two. And now let's bring your front hand down to the floor. If you cannot reach the floor, you can hold the block. But bend your front knee a lot so that your hand can reach the floor. Now your knee will be touching your shoulder. Bring your top arm over your head and turn your chest up to the sky. Push your back leg down to the floor very much while you reach your top hand away from you. Make a big stretch from your finger to your foot. Extended side angle pose. Always turning your chest to the sky. Then inhale, warrior two. And exhale for one more time, reverse warrior with the back bend. Inhale deeply and exhale, stand up straight. Bring your arms out, ready to go to triangle. Push your hip back and start feeling the stretch on your front leg. And then you can bring your hand down to the floor or to the block. Once you are here, let's bring your top arm up and over your head. Turn your heart up to face the sky. You can turn your face up too. Every time you inhale, imagine you pushing your hip back. And every time you exhale, bringing your hand further away from your head. And then let's bring your hands down to the floor. Remove the blocks. Both hands on the ground. Pick your back knee up, heel up, and then pick your whole back foot. Step forward. Hold your big toes. Inhale. And when you exhale, pull yourself down. The forward bend pose. Uttanasana. It's fine if you are bending your knees now. But imagine you want to straighten your knees and you're pulling yourself down so your belly sticking into your thighs. Everything's working hard, but relax your face and your head. Listen to your body and find the stiff part on the back side of your body. One more breath. Pull a bit lower as you exhale. And then inhale halfway up. Make your head a bit higher than your heart, so you will not be dizzy when you stand up. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, Tadasana with your hands in front of your heart. Or bring your arms to the side of your body. Close your eyes. Take a small break here. We continue the flow and we will add more poses. The pyramid pose and the twisted triangle pose. So inhale, bring your arms up, and exhale, sit down in chair pose. Make sure you can still see your toes in chair. Inhale, and exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Now let's prepare your blocks in front of you. You're going to use them and make them quite close to your foot. Let's step your right foot back, a long step, high lunge, and stand up. Bring your arms over your head. Inhale and exhale, bring your hands down to hold your hips. Make sure that your hips are facing to the front of your mat and not turning out. Keep your hip exactly the same. Lean forward, pick your back foot up and bring it down to the floor. So now you're standing with both knees straight and your hips still facing forward. If you feel like your hip is turning out, let's step to the side of your mat. Make more space for your hip so that you can turn your hip in. Inhale, bring your hip back. Imagine you're doing a cow pose. And then lean yourself forward. You can hold the blocks on the highest side. The block can be on the same level as your front foot. Pyramid pose here. You don't have to go deep. Just stay here and maintain the cow pose. And always pulling your left hip back and up. So you are stretching the hamstring on the left leg. If you get used to the pose, you can lower the blocks. So now we want to maintain a neutral spine, a straight back in this pyramid pose. Inhale for one more time and exhale, try to forward bend. And then inhale, lift yourself up again, bend your front knees, remove the left block, only keep the right block. We're going to stand up, so step your back foot further away. We go back into high lunge again. Inhale and exhale, warrior two. Bring your arms out, warrior two. Stay here a bit longer. And now look at your front knee. I want you to turn your back leg into a shape that looks like your front leg. Push your knees out as much as you can. And then point your toes to the same line, to the same direction as your knee, the goddess pose. And try not to lean yourself forward. Try to stand up straight and always push your knee back. Bring your hand behind your knees and try to touch your knee to your hand, the goddess pose. And bring your arms in a cactus shape, so kind of the same shapes as your legs. Inhale and exhale, sink your hip a bit lower and still pushing your knees back. Imagine you want to touch your knees behind you. Inhale for one more time and exhale. Now let's go back to warrior two. So fix your back leg position and bring your arms over your head. Inhale, warrior two, and exhale, reverse warrior, without holding your hand into your leg. Inhale, warrior two, and exhale, extended side angle, leaning forward this time, and always turn your chest to face the sky. Inhale, warrior two, and exhale, reverse triangle again, reverse warrior again. Inhale, warrior two, and exhale a bit deeper. Maybe you can touch the back, the side of your belly to your thigh and turning your chest up to the sky. So it's much harder now. And then inhale, stand up straight, warrior two. One more time, reverse warrior. You can turn your chest up to face the sky. And we go back into triangle pose. Straighten both knees. If you feel tired on your arms, let's bring your arms back and forward for 3 times. And then bring your arms behind you and forward for 3 rounds. When you are ready, we're going to do triangle with your arms over your head. So there will be no hand supporting you this time. Triangle pose. Make your leg really strong and keep reaching your hands away from you. Don't drop your arm, keep them always framing your face. And then stand up, inhale, hands holding at your hip. Let's turn your hip into pyramid pose. So fix your back leg position. Now your hips are facing the front of the room. Inhale, bring your arms up and arc your spine. Make your front leg really strong. We're going to lean forward and always pulling your left hip back. Look at anything that makes your face relax and you can still breathe. Go lower every time you have a chance. And feel how every time you exhale, your belly is hugging in. And then bring your hands down to the floor. Bend your front knees. Hands down so strong that your front foot can be sent back into plank pose. And then knees down to the floor. Let's lift your left leg up. And then bring your right arm in front of you. Reach your hand and your foot back and front. Imagine you are one straight line from your hand to your heel. Look at anything that makes you feel balanced. That is your focus point. And then bring your hand down to the floor. From here, knees down, lean yourself forward. Half chaturanga. And exhale, lay down to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, let's round yourself into plank and to down dog. From down dog, inhale, lift your left leg up. And exhale, bend your left knee and step your left foot toward your hand. And then fix your back leg position so that your foot will be on the floor. Prepare a block right next to your left foot. We're going to stand up with both of your knees straight. So it's just like pyramid pose. Inhale, arc your spine. And exhale, lean yourself forward. Add the twist in this pose. So bring your right hand down to the block. You can hold the high or the low side. And turn your whole chest toward the left side. Bring your left arm over your head. Twisted triangle pose. Always think of pulling your left hip back. You will feel a stretch happening at the outside of your left hip. And then let's find your way back to the floor. Remove the block and step your back foot forward. Forward bend. Let's hold your big toes. Inhale halfway up. Make your spine really long. And then make your spine long, but now your head will reaching the floor. Forward bend, Uttanasana pose. See if you can go a bit deeper than before, and certainly there will be a difference between your right leg and your left leg. And then inhale halfway up. Make your head higher than your heart. And slowly stand up. Inhale, arms over your head. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Take some break here. We're going to do the same on the other side. Let's prepare for chair pose. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, chair pose. Inhale here, and when you exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Prepare your blocks. And then step your left foot back, a long step. Prepare for high lunge. When you inhale, raise your arms over your head in high lunge. And exhale, hands holding at your hips. Bring your back foot down to the floor. And straighten your front knee. So now you are standing with both of your legs straight and your hip facing the front of the room. Inhale, strengthen your front knee and arc your spine like in cow pose. Lean yourself forward and forward. Keep pulling your right hip back and up, and then you can reach for the blocks. You can hold the high side or the lower sides of the blocks, but always try to maintain the cow pose in your spine. So you try to make a back bend here. Imagine your spine is like the table pose. It's a straight back. It's a neutral spine. Keep pulling your left hip back and up. And then bend your knees and slowly remove the blocks. Bring your back heel up again and stand up in high lunge. So inhale, bring your arms up. From high lunge, warrior 2, bring your back heel down to the floor. Bend your front knee a lot and open your front knee out. Bring your arms out too. Warrior 2. Let's do the goddess pose again. So let's bend your back knee and point your back toes out. Now let's see how much you can open your knees out. Bring your hands behind your knees and try to touch your knees to your head without pointing your butt back. Try to stand up straight. Your toes will follow the direction of your knees. So you don't have to be 180 degrees with your feet. Your toes will follow the direction that your knees make. And then bring your arms in goddess arms too. Imagine you pointing your elbows back too. So you like a door wide open. Every time you exhale, sink your hip lower, but don't point your hip back. Actually, imagine you want to move your hip forward. For one more breath, inhale, sinking. And sinking lower. Then slowly get out of the pose and go to warrior 2 again. So fix your legs position. Warrior 2. Bring your arms over your head, framing your arms along your head. When you exhale, reverse warrior. Keep your back leg really strong. Inhale, warrior 2. And exhale, extended side angle without your arms supporting you. Inhale, warrior 2. We're going to do the same pose but a bit deeper. So reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. And exhale, go so low. Maybe you can touch the side of your body to your side. Extended side angle. And see if you can still turn your chest to face the sky. And then inhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior for one more time. And we're going to stand up straight with both of your legs straight. Let's move your arms behind you and in front of you, because they have been quite tired. For 3 rounds. And then reverse for 3 rounds. Take this chance to slow down with your breath, to cool down within your body. And then we're going to do triangle pose with your arms over your head. So inhale, make your front leg really strong, pull your hip back and triangle pose. See how much you can go and reach your hands all the time to the front of your mat. Turn your chest toward the sky too. Everything is shaking now. Inhale. And then let's find the floor again. Inhale. And then let's stand up. Hands holding at your hips. Let's turn your hip forward. So now you're in pyramid pose again. We're going to do it without the blocks. Fix your hip position, make sure they are facing the front. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. Make your front leg really strong. Pull your hip back. Pull your right hip back. And start leaning forward. Keep reaching your hand to the front. Pyramid pose. Every time you exhale, squeeze your belly up. And every time you inhale, arc your back a little bit to maintain neutral spine. And then hands on the floor. Pick your back leg up, bend your front knee, and push through your hands so that you can bring your front foot back in plank pose. Bring your knees down to the floor. Prepare yourself in table pose. Then let's lift your right leg up and back. Make your right heel as high as your right hip. Left arm over your head. One straight line from your left finger to your right heel. Keep reaching your heel back and reaching your hand forward. You can look down to the floor to maintain calm and balance. And then let's bring your hand and your knees back to the floor. Vinyasa flow. Inhale, move your shoulders forward. And exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze them to the side of your body. And we lay down to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, lay down to the floor. Push yourself up into a table plank and then down dog. Inhale, bring your right leg up. And exhale, step your right foot toward your right hand. So step it between your hands. We're going to lift your back leg up and put it closer so you can stand with both feet on the floor. Let's prepare the block next to your front foot on the left side. And we stand up. So it's like the preparation for the pyramid pose. Your hips will be facing forward, always pulling back with your right hip. Inhale, arch your spine, and exhale, make your back look like the tabletop pose. Now hold the block with your left hand. You can choose whichever side of the block. Twist yourself to the right side and always pulling your right hip back and bring your right hand up. Look at anything that makes your pose feel balanced and always breathe deep. Imagine your legs are like scissors and your front leg want to pull back and your back leg want to kick forward. And then let's bring your hands down to the floor. Remove the block. Step your back foot forward. Hold your big toes. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. See if you can go much deeper this time than the first time you did this pose today. You have been very warm and quite stretchy in the standing poses. Then inhale, head a bit higher than your heart. And exhale. So next time you inhale, you can stand up, arm over your head. Then exhale, Tadasana pose. And take a break. Let's do the flow one last time. And we're going to put your hands on the floor or on the block. But remember how you did without your arms. So use all your core and your legs muscles. Alright, let's try to do it. Inhale, raise your arms up and sit down in chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Step your right foot back, a long step. Inhale, bring your arms up in high lunge. Oops. Now let's step your back foot forward. Straighten your front knee, inhale. And exhale, pyramid pose. You can bring your hands down. You can hold the floor or the blocks with your fingertips. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. And then open your back foot out in Warrior 2. Inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale, bend your back knee 2 and sink your hip low in Goddess pose. Inhale, and when you exhale, sink your hip lower and imagine you want to hold your peace, so you pull your pelvic floor up. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, release. And exhale, pull your pelvic floor up. One last time, inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze your belly in, pull your pelvic floor up. And go to Warrior 2 again. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, with your hand on the floor, extended side angle pose. Bring your arms over your head. Inhale, Warrior 2. And exhale, reverse warrior. Deeper than you did before. Inhale, Warrior 2, straighten your front knee. And exhale, triangle pose, so push your hip back and bring your hand down to touch the floor or the block. Bring your top arm over your head as you inhale. And exhale, let's hold the other block and prepare yourself into pyramid pose. Pull your left hip back and up. Inhale, halfway up. Pyramid pose. And then hold only your right hand on the block. Exhale, bring your left hand up over your head. Stay here in the twisted triangle and always pulling your left hip back. If you want more, you can lift your right hand from the right block and put it on the left block. So it's a bit more challenging in balance, and it encourages you to twist deeper. And then let's bring your hands down. Bend your knees and send your foot back in plank pose. From plank, knees on the floor, and step your left foot back. And step your right foot back. Let's use your left hand to check your spine at the lower back. Make sure that your right hip will not be dropping to the floor. Push your right hip back and turn your chest toward the left side for the twist. Bring your left arm up to the ceiling. Keep lifting your right hip up and your left shoulder up for the twist. And then let's bring your hands down to the floor. Now let's bring both knees down. Inhale, go forward, and exhale, bend your elbows. We see on the floor. This time bring your arms along your body. Imagine you're pushing your hands toward each other, and inhale, raise your chest up. Squeeze the big muscles on your shoulders up and back, and lift your legs up to the locust pose. Stay here for 3 more breaths. So inhale, lift everything up higher and squeeze your hands toward each other, and exhale. 2 more times. You can look down to the floor and maintain calmness on your face. And exhale, lay down to the ground. Hands next to your heart, slowly push up to plank pose, and then down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And exhale, step your right foot forward. And the other foot will follow with forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend, holding at your big toes. Uttanasana. Then slowly lift your head slightly higher than your heart. Take an inhale, neutralize your head, stand up straight. Inhale and exhale, hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes and stay here. Prepare yourself to the other side, the same sequence. Open your eyes, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Step your left foot back, a long step. Inhale, high lunge. And then step your back foot closer. Stand up straight with both of your knees and both of your feet on the floor. Inhale, arch your spine and go to pyramid pose. You can hold your hands on the floor or fingertips. You can hold your hand on the blocks or fingertips on the floor. Pulling your left hip back. Pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Then bend your front knee and raise yourself up in high lunge again. Inhale, bring your arms up. Step your back foot down to the floor. Open yourself in Warrior 2. Goddess pose. Bend your back knee and open your feet out. Open your knee out. Bring your arms in a Goddess arms too. Inhale deeply. Make your belly and your chest big. And exhale, squeeze your belly. Squeeze your pelvic floor up. Inhale, release. And exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor up. It's like you want to hold when you want to hold your pee. And squeeze for 1 more time. And then we go to Warrior 2 again. Inhale and exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, arms out. Exhale your front hand down to the floor. Extended side angle. Bring your arms over your head. And then inhale, bring your arms out. Warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Stand up straight. triangle pose, pulling your hip back, and bring your hand on the floor or on the block. Your top arm will be over your head. Keep reaching in triangle pose. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Change your back leg position and prepare both blocks so you can be in pyramid pose. Make sure you're pulling your right hip back. Inhale halfway up. And then only keep your left hand on the block. Turn yourself to the right side and bring your right arm up. Twisted triangle pose. Always pulling your right hip back, you will feel there's a stretch on the outside of your right hip. If you want more, lift your left hand from the left block and move it to the right block. So it's more of a challenge in keeping balance and deeper of a twist. And then let's bring both hands down to the floor, remove the blocks. Pick your back heel off the floor, step your front foot back, plank pose. Bring your knees down to the floor. Step your left foot back. Use your right hand to make sure that your left hip is not falling down to the floor. Push your left hip back and then turn your whole body, turn your whole chest to the right side. Bring your right arm over to the ceiling. Bring your right arm to the ceiling. And bring your hand back down to the floor. Bring your knees down. Half chaturanga for one more time. When you exhale, let's find your way to the floor. Now let's hold the blocks with you and hold between your hands, pressing your hands into the block. So don't hold your fingers and pull the block apart, but open your fingers and press your hands into the block. Try to hold this block up and back, and then lift your legs up. And feel all the big muscles behind you, behind your arms, behind your back. They are working very much here. Try not to drop the block on your body. Push it up and back all the time for one more breath. And then get out of the pose. Hands next to your heart. Push yourself up in plank and in down dog. Inhale, bring your left leg up. And exhale, step your left foot forward. And the other foot will follow. Forward bend. Hold your big toes. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend in Uttanasana. Now it's a big difference compared to the first time you did this pose today. Imagine your sitting bones are pointing right up to the sky and your spine is falling down toward the floor. Relax your head. While everything else working, your head remain calm with slow and long breath. Inhale halfway up. Get the blood out of your head and back into your heart. And slowly stand up. Inhale. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes and stay here. Let's sit down to the floor and sit on your knees. Prepare the two blocks with you. We're going to try Lolasana. It's a basic arm balance. So you bring the blocks next to your knees. You lean yourself forward and you try to pick your knees off the floor. Round yourself very much. Imagine you want to touch your knees to your nose and your nose to your knees. And then sit back down to the floor. Take a small break and we will try this 2 more times. The next time I suggest you can put one foot on top of each of the other and stay here. Then press through the blocks very much. Lift your knees up first and see if you can lift your feet up too. Try to stay for 1 or 2 breaths and then go back to the floor. So it's a lot of core work, and remember the bandha we talked about yesterday, Uddiyana Bandha, we are activating it. So the next time we're going to change the way you cross your feet, and we do this one more time. If you feel like you cannot pick your feet off the floor, just pick your knees up. So move your knees up very much. Lean your whole body forward. Maybe you can push your knees, your feet off the floor too. And then let's go back to the floor. Let's remove the block. Sit down to the floor. Bring your legs in front of you. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, forward bend, just like when you were standing in Uttanasana, holding your big toes. And pull yourself low. Let go of your head. This pose, when we sit down, is called Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana. Imagine you want to put your head on your shin bone. Every time you inhale, your body will tell you where it finds tension. Then let's sit up and get out of this pose, Paschimottanasana, sitting forward bend. Put your feet together and bring your knees out. Let's place one block on the floor behind you so that when you lay down, the block will be at your middle back, upper back. So fix the blocks. It will not be on your low back and will neither be on your neck. Make sure that your chest is the highest point of the pose right now and the blocks lay between your shoulder blade bones. And stay here. You can keep your hands to hold your hips, hold your belly, or lift your hands to the side. We have been using your core strength in different way today. When you side bending, when you inhale, feel new air coming into your lungs and give your belly and your lungs and give your torso some nice stretch at the front. Relax your shoulders and relax at your hips. If you like this pose, stay here for the rest of the class. Otherwise, you can turn to one side, remove the block, and lie down on your back into Savasana. When you're in Savasana, lift your hips up and bring it away from your shoulder. Lift your heels up and bring them away from your hips. And do the same with your arms and turn your palms to face up. Bring your awareness to your belly area again. You have been using your belly muscles in different ways today. Now just relax your belly and let your belly grow when you inhale and sink down when you exhale. Let all the big muscles on your legs, which you have been using and stretching a lot today, now let them sink down to the floor and melt. The same with your arms muscles, your back muscles. Every time you exhale, let go. Relax. Be softened. Be soft on the floor. You don't have to rush. It's your house. It's your time. Take as much time as you want. So I'm going to get out of this pose, but you can be here until you feel like getting out of it. So you have been in touch with your Uddiyana Bandha, the lock at your stomach, and your Mala Bandha today in the goddess pose. So that's how you activate the lock, and if you don't do it so well today, it's fine because it's your first time today. We're going to return to this lock more as we enter the challenge more and more. Thank you very much and have a nice Savasana time. See you. Namaste.